Barboza there. He looked really concerned because John Brzenk's wrist and hand looked unstoppable. John Brzenk's hand and wrist are iron. No opportunity to slip there.
As Neil Pickup said, hand and wrist of iron. When John Brzenk's name comes to mind, it usually comes with his titanium hand and wrist. But what is the underlying secret behind John's amazing hand and wrist? Is it just genetic or something more? Well, actually there are two answers for that. The first answer is his genetic. John Brzenk armed with amazing hand structure. His thick white hands with his muscular big thumb allows him to get more cupping. It's a basic logic: if you contain more area, you're limiting your opponent's hand advantage. Most of the time, John's hand size is superior than his opponent's. Because of that, he almost never gets hard time to gripping. And yeah, that thumb. That motherfucker biggest thumb, which hanging out there like a Hungarian salami. Probably the biggest weapon of John's hand is this enormous thumb. When we are grip up for arm wrestling, basically we grip our opponent's thumb muscle. And if that muscle is big and that thumb is long and thick, we get hard time to comfortably control our opponent's hand. In other case, opponent controls us. That's the thing about John's thumb. Some of the guys who grip up with John are saying that holding John's hand is like a grip a cola can.
But if you ever grip up with him, it's actually quite ridiculous too, because I've grip up with a lot of people. Like Travis's hand is fairly small, like feels perfect to grip up with. Devon Larratt's hand is huge, but it's still comfortable to grip up with, because it still remains this like normal hand shape that it should be. Gripping up with John Brzenk feels like if you take this mountain you can and this water bottle can. And yeah, that what kind of felt like. That's where my fingers felt about, somewhere right there when I was trying to get around him and get straight. That's how thick his thumb is. That's right there, yeah. So yeah, gripping up with John, like, it's absolutely like uncomfortable. His hand is super huge. But the problem is, you will never be able to tell because he is very proportionate.
Big bone structure means big tendons. Big tendons equals produce much more muscle force. Second thing is that John's training system. We all know John never liked to use weight training to become strong at arm wrestling. And he always advocates, if you want to be better at arm wrestling, you have to find a big practice group and start practicing with different size and shape of hands. Actually, it's the main key of John's hand and wrist ability. When he practicing, he never go full Darth Vader on his practice partner. He always slowly stops at certain points and back and forth, train those tiny muscles that gives strength to wrist and pronation. He knows exactly which place that he wants to train. And yes, lately John is doing some hand conditioning stuff with machines at his backyard, but that's just some experiment and rehab thing. That's all, guys. I like to read your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comments. And before I go, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like the video, then like the video. All together we can become a big community. Thanks each every one of you, my dudes. I will see you in the next video.